Welcome, guys, back to the I Love Wrestling podcast. I am your host, once again, Justin Woolwine, and we're back for the second time with CPP Pod. Having a stroke. CCC. Go ahead, introduce yourself. How about it?
CCP Podcasting. I know that there are so many C's that you just want to keep saying it over and
Yeah.
over and over again. And that's my fault because that was CCP is for Chronic Chris Page. That was my ring name. That was obviously in ties to Diamond Dallas Page because my fandom was in the early or mid to the late 90s. Was when I dove into the Attitude Era. So, yes, it is CCP Podcasting. And you're not the only person to make that mistake. What's funny is when we do sponsorships and the announcers try and say CCP podcast. They have to almost stop and be like, is that right?
Man. What's crazy is
There.
I got it right the first time. Well, I don't know why I'm struggling round two. I just
It's okay, man. It's Friday. It's a Friday afternoon. It's
a
a little bit
long
after 5 o'clock.
day.
It's been a long work week, and it is what it is, man. It's nothing crazy. I don't. It doesn't bother me.
And
I
we and
don't.
we've been busy.
I
It's been crazy.
I
We talked 2 months ago, and the whole world's changed in 2 months. Um,
It has, man. It has. The landscape of what we're trying to do has changed. I think we're on to something, and I think that as long as we continue our paths and putting up the good fight for indie wrestling, I think we're all going to be in a good place.
100%. Just in case for some reason we haven't plugged where you're from enough, CCP Podcasting.
You got
Would
it
you
right.
like to shout out your social medias? And we'll get to the other events later, but would you like to shout out your social medias?
Yeah, sure. It is CCP underscore podcasting over on Instagram, and it is CCP Podcasting on YouTube is where you can hit that follow button and that subscribe button. And I'm streaming on X now. I don't know how long that's going to be, but I'm there at Fireside Page. And
Um, just jump into first question. Last time we had you on here, you promoted chapter one, Genesis,
yes,
of your series of events you got coming for us in 2026 now, starting in 2025. How well was the turnout and the response from chapter one?
so here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you like I told the guys and the talent that was there, and I had a meeting with everybody. And the first thing that I said out of my mouth, and I meant it, so I don't give a fuck how many people walk through that door. We're here to entertain them, but everyone that I brought in for this first show was here for a reason because I needed to put something together and show other affiliates, not only here in the States, but also companies that we're affiliated with overseas, that we are prepared to put something together and to put our money where our mouth is and make a go of this so that we can further what we're trying to do on our platform. So I'll be brutally honest, was the event a financial success? Fuck no. But did I care? No, I didn't, because I knew that we have a bigger vision, we have a bigger plan, and what I needed, those guys delivered. We had, it was our first live event. I'm learning as I go. I don't have a roadmap. I've got a couple of people that I can reach out to and ask questions, but really I'm learning as I go.
Mhm.
And, I knew where we kind of went wrong in some areas of advertising, but we're trying to fix that for chapter two. And we're doing a little bit better with our ticket sales, our pre sales. So it's kind of working a little bit. We're kind of getting to where we need to get to, but at the end of the day, it did what we needed it to do. It showed everybody that I needed to show that, you know, when I tell you I'm going to do something, number one, I'm going to do it. But it got what we needed to have done. And I'm going to be honest with you. You don't ever know who's going to walk through your door. I didn't know that I had a social media influencer in the house, and they live streamed a little bit of what we were doing and put their stream onto my stream because we were streaming commentary live. And within 40 minutes of the opening bell, my YouTube platform was modified. monetize. Excuse me.
Congratulations.
So thank you. 2 years. It took two
Hey,
years.
I just got it too. I mean,
So
pat on both our backs.
yes, sir.
Congratulations. Both
Congrats,
got
man.
monetized.
Uh,
December. Was it December for you too, or
it
November?
it was no. So you know how it rolls, right? You get the 1,000 subscribers, and then they
Yeah.
say, "Oh no, you got to get the watch time." Well, then when you
Yeah.
go and you look at your metrics, and your metrics say that you have the watch time, but then you go
But
to
it doesn't.
the earn page, and it's like, no, you got to get this many. So officially, um, I want to say within the last, well, since 2026, sometime within 2026, the paperwork officially went through.
Yeah. I
But it
just
went in,
signed my
it
thing.
went, it went in at Christmas. So it finally, right around that Christmas break. So it did finally come through. And, you know, I don't have a problem with saying this, and I don't have a problem with this at all because I think it's fucking hilarious. So this whole time that you know you're building the YouTube platform, you're like you finally get monetized. You're like, oh, we're gonna start making a little bit of money on the content,
Nope.
buddy. In 9 days we have earned 96 cents on YouTube.
In just over a month, I think I'm at like $30.
So you're doing way better than I am,
I just
brother.
look, I just out of fun, I just was like the wrestling stuff was obviously doing really good. And as you've been able to see, like I
Yeah,
started Bros and Pros. I'm gonna start doing gaming. My brother really wants to do it. I figured out all the equipment. I just gotta go buy it.
yeah,
Uh, and then like overhaul on new characters. I know like for CCP, you guys have people all over the place. And
yeah,
I was like, I can't do this by myself. Why not have Pops? Why not have Nasty Nate? Why not have Wolfman and Mason? Like, there's a whole cast of fucking
yeah,
characters, and it's working. So,
yeah.
like, you just
You
gotta.
see, so like with platforms, the thing is what I've learned is you can't be stagnant. You can't have the norm. You can't, you know, like with us, I've introduced new co-hosts. I've got, you know, Chris Chaos out of Texas. He's a Texas indie guy on the Texas scene. We have our Lone Star Spotlight actually filming that tonight when I get through with this, our second episode. I brought in Dallas Dash as a
I
co-host.
want to work with him. He's a good guy.
He
I've
you
reached
know
out.
he is a fantastic dude. And I will connect you on that. Don't worry about it. I
Okay.
know he's got Matt show next Friday. Um, I've got him booked on the 31st in Mississippi with One Division Pro. And I gave him up. I was like, hey, that's 4 hours away from your front door, and they're going to pay you X amount of dollars to make that happen and go and do this. Like it's a big opportunity. You need to take it. Versus, you know, catching a flight or making a long fucking drive down here for less than. And I get it, he wanted to be here, but for less than. And you know, I don't have anything concrete for you when we can actually get you up with another company that can put your name in other mouths as well. Like so, it's just a win the whole way around.
Yep.
But Dallas, I'll connect you. Don't worry about that.
Dallas is a good guy. I'm
He's
excited.
great, man. I stopped by a fun story. I drove home for Christmas for the first time in 2 years, and I'm in Florida, so I've got to drive to Alabama. I drove through Atlanta, and he lives on the out right outside of Atlanta. Stopped by and saw him and his mom on the way to see my mom, just because the dude was on the way, and he's a good guy. He is a good dude, building some confidence back and getting him where he needs to be because he can be something special if he just buckles down and believes himself.
Definitely, definitely.
So yeah,
Just jumping back into chapter one. Uh, it looks like for you guys, it also kind of helped. I don't want to say partner you with, but put you alongside like House of Champions and maybe built that working relationship.
well, we've had a working relationship with the House of Champions for all of 2025. We stumbled into the House of Champions in January. And and I know what you're asking, but I want to kind of build this up
I like it.
because it
Go
is
ahead.
it's a pretty big situation because I think it's a pretty big situation. So when we came across the HOC, you know, we would just watch their shows and obviously started opening the door to have them on our podcast. I really take a lot of pride in them coming to us and sitting down with us because it's something I told Keikoa privately, and I think I even told him on the fucking air. At the end of the day, like I respect what you guys have going on here. I truly love the atmosphere, and I truly love what you are doing, what Renee is doing, what Jamie Stanley is doing, Bowen, GMJ with the kids camp. Like you guys,
Is
I love
Bobby still
this.
there? Bobby Fish?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think I think
That's
Bobby
how
was
I
he,
got
he
introduced to them was through Bobby. Bobby shouted out House of Champions, and then I reached out to Kakoa and Jamie. And
yeah.
I haven't been in touch since, which is completely my fault. It's a company that I'd love to do more work with, so that's something else we'll talk about, I guess, off air.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. I can connect you with just about anybody.
Let's
Just
do
about anybody that's talent wise.
it.
The truth of the matter is those kids are really putting in the work. So to get to the nature of the relationship, well, as we start covering them, I realized that they're in Orlando. So it's 2 hours from my house. I hopped in the car. I went to one of their student shows. Didn't realize that it was only going to be an hour show. So I drove 4 hours for an hour of entertainment. But that has
Not a problem. Yeah.
nothing to do with it at all. And then we went back the next month, and then I think they had one of their PLEs was right after that, and we went down for that because that was a paid show. The student shows are free.
Yep.
You can just go online and
Walk in
get
the
your
door.
ticket.
Yep.
But it was very crucial for us to like buy tickets to their PLE event because that's how else can you support them, right? Like what we can watch your stuff and we can do this all day every day. But let's put some money down and contribute in some form. Because at that point they weren't doing sponsorships or anything like that. Not to
Yep.
the best of my knowledge. And of course I don't think I really even asked at that point.
Yeah.
But ultimately, our relationship has just built and built and built, and I go to all their PLE events. I can't make their regular student shows just because of work and the drive time at this point is
Yeah.
like
Can be a lot. 4 hours
it,
can be a lot.
and then I've got to get up. I'm up at 5 a.m. and out the door by editing content for 2.5 hours, and out the door by 8 o'clock at work. But we're off to the races again. But I'll go to all their PLE events, and we did Legacy of Champions. We had an opportunity to be a sponsor, and I jumped on it. Like, why wouldn't I? I truly appreciate what they're doing. I truly appreciate everything that they have going on. This was a way for me to say thank you because a lot of their students do come to us. If I ask one of the guys or one of the girls, "Hey, would you want to come on the show?" Nobody has said no. Nobody. So it's just kind of like we get in and we build that relationship and we're there for them, like anything that they need, they know that say less.
Yep.
But we ended up dropping some money for a sponsorship. And really, like I told Renee, just let me know when you're ready to do it again. Like that's just, I will openly absolutely sponsor any show or piece of any show or anything that they've got going on because they're really good at what they do. Now that gets me to chapter one, because if you do look at the roster at chapter one, there's a lot of House of Champions representation on the show. And that was very much by design because I know at the House of Champions that the kids and the students are being trained right. I know that Keikoa and Jamie Stanley and Renee are not going to sign off on them to take outside bookings if they're not 100% ready. And I needed guys that were 100 and that are 100% ready. Because if I didn't have them and have them where I needed them on that specific card, I don't think we would have accomplished what I needed to accomplish with that show. And that's fact. Like that is as real as I could put it. I knew Keikoa specifically, Matthew Ennis. We had Slade Porter. We had GMJ. We had Baracco. We had Destin. Kid Kuda. Not all of these cats started at the HOC, but they're definitely there now. And, I mean, just so many. And even with chapter 2, there's several from the HOC that are attached to it, and that'll be working with us on most of all of our live sense because, again, how else do you say thank you?
But in something I found really interesting about House of Champions, I didn't realize this until after I had both Kakoa and Jamie on, is I mean they're not ID'd by any means, but the amount of WWE, TNA, AEW guys that come in and out of there just to train at their facility because
Mhm.
they know that they're going to get, for one, quality reps, but it's a respectable place to go is crazy. And like, I've even seen top level independent guys that travel from New York to Chicago to all over the place.
Conan Lycan was down there not too
That
long ago. I
you
saw
let me
fucking
right in
clips
there.
and
I love Lycan.
I've not talked to Lycan and I want to so fucking bad.
You got to do it
Um,
face to face. I'll
I'm
throw that
telling
out here right now. You got to do it face to face.
okay.
He's an upstand dude. I love Conan. Um, like for instance, I've been in talks to getting back on because he just did the Beast Game stuff, which he
Yeah.
kind of teased me with the Beast Game stuff before it happened. I tried to get him on, I want to say last May, and he was like, "Hey, I'm about to go out of town for like 2 months. I gotta go off the grid." For a TV show, and I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, afterwards, maybe we work something out. Um, I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him. I've seen him at a couple shows, but he's always busy.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I don't know how you do with, going and interacting with these guys at live events, but I try to like if I notice they're trying to talk to fans and sell merchandise, I wait until like let them
Absolutely.
make their money. If I
Hmm.
get the chance to talk to you now, I will. If I don't, there's always gonna be a next time. There's always a DM.
Absolutely. I
And that's the situation with Lycan. It's
w-
just a matter of time.
what I do is I will wait and I'll just wait a few minutes and see if get their line out of the way. But also if I'm talking to them at the time and I see fans coming, I will say we will pick this up later. Like go ahead and handle this. This is priority.
Definitely.
Especially if it's gimmick table, brother. That's how they
Definitely.
make their extra money. That's how they do what they need to do. So I don't want to occupy any of that time. And truthfully, like what I do is I just go when I go in, I just introduce myself to everybody. Like I was in the locker room, 20 years ago. Hey, Chris Page from CCP
You have to.
Podcasting.
Yeah.
Going,
And
how
they
you doing?
respect it. I've noticed that's how I've got the most amount of respect is just going to them um, and shaking a hand, saying, "Hey, my name is this. I do this." And either I open that for the door for the conversation to do you want to come on, or it's like we'll be in touch. I just wanted to make
Yeah,
I wanted to represent myself, show you who I was. Introduction is the word I'm looking for,
yeah.
and it works. It works.
Well, I
I
mean,
just
you got
gave
to
away too
think too,
much,
man. Like
but
these are just guys and girls, man. Like
one hundred percent.
they're normal people, and you just approach them, and I've always been very personable, so it's just kind of like one of those situations. Like and even then, like at this point, I'm not in really much of a position to where I have to ask for a lot of anything.
Yeah.
I am DM'd I 50, 60 times a week over just, hey, what are you doing? Can we work together? What can you do here? What can you do here? And sometimes just timing isn't there. I'm doing other things. Like we have a lot of moving parts, and I know we strayed away from the HOC in chapter one, but yeah, that was a very instrumental piece of the equation with the Hawk was getting some of their guys attached to it, and Keikoa was on the show, he was in the main event. Poor Keikoa, and I had to apologize to him. The original main event got changed twice. I had some situations that came up, and
Yeah.
last
Cards did the
minute
change.
decisions had to be made, and but he was a professional about it the whole step of the way, and I have so much respect for Keikoa, so much respect for him. I mean, brother, he hit me up after Legacy and was like, "Hey, do you want to sit down and chat about Legacy?" And I went,
It's talk.
anything for you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When and where. He gave me a date. I had something that was tentatively scheduled on there, and I cleared it. And I said, it's your time. Like it is what it is, and that's you do that for people who touch you, and the HOC in general have touched me in how I view what should be the right way and the wrong way of bringing people up. So they're very instrumental for everything in Orlando for me because I know, again, reliable, credible, and will get the job done.
So I have to assume then, if nothing's already set in stone, that working with House of Champions is something that will be done in the future.
Absolutely. At any point in time that they do a PLE, if they, I'll sponsor. I always have a relationship with some of the kids that are coming out there, and truthfully, we're just giving them a platform. And the HOC is a spot that, if your audience is out there and, training wise, like, you really need to go look them up. You need to go and check them out. They're across the board everywhere on social media, whether it's YouTube or whether it's Instagram. It's the HOC underscore pro. Go watch one of their shows. And then as you're watching their shows, I want you to remember one thing, that these are students. Students sold 340 tickets. Students sold 340 tickets for Legacy of Champions. If that's not impressive and that's not telling you anything that you need to know, I don't know what is.
I think the thing that most entices me to advocate for, to want to work with House of Champions, is not only how well they train their students and how well they represent themselves, but it is that representation, the positive nature that goes into every show. Just the wholesome, like family nature of not only their product, but what everybody is behind the scenes. Like it's all one big family. There's not a problem
It
that's
totally is.
you're
It
not going to
totally is.
hear of any drama happening backstage. It really reminds me of if you haven't noticed, I've been doing a work with Warrior Wrestling since they've
Hmm.
returned, and
Hmm.
like I love Chicago wrestling. The Chicago indie scene is fantastic. The one thing there is a lot of here is tribalism. Warrior Wrestling has none of it, and it's all positive. And that's what House of Champions reminds me of. It's just that wholesome family entertainment where you know there's no tension, there's no drama. They're just here to entertain us.
Oh yeah, and they're doing good stuff. Like I said, they're actually, man, tomorrow night. Excuse me. There's another ID showcase show happening at THOC.
Okay.
This is their second one.
I
You
like it.
know, they're on the
Congratulations to
radars,
them, man.
and a large part of that has to do with Mr. Stanley, Jamie Stanley. Like, he's been doing this a long time. He has got a lot of really good connections, and
He's been in
you
front of the right people.
and doing the right things. Like, he practices what he preaches, and it's something that you don't see a lot of. It's very refreshing on the indie scene.
I have to, out of curiosity, and as a now promoter, you can choose to subvert this question if you like. Out of chapter one, was there somebody on that card that impressed you the most?
Absolutely, there were several on the card
Can you shout them out?
that truly impressed me. So yeah, actually, I will. The first, and there's no particular order. Actually, the obvious is everybody did really good stuff.
Yes.
But what I looked at and what I was looking at out of the talent, so there's a cat named Elias Roman, and this dude is just a heat seeking magnet, and his work, his crowd work, really fucking impressed me. Like, he was getting a lot of heat just by being a douchebag, and was hitting the right notes. And that was really impressive to see because he was a first time watch for me. Uh, I knew of him, but I have not seen him. And I wanted to see him and give him a shot and see what he could do. And I told him privately, any show that I'm on in Orlando, you got a spot, just because of what you did, how you worked. Um, and the fact that he still calls me sir to this day after I asked him 900 times not to is kind of funny. Dallas Dash is another one that really impressed me. Talked a little bit about him earlier. Um, with him, he was, I don't want to get into too much, but questioning himself and questioning what his role is in professional wrestling. And he's young, and he is really talented. And actually, I put him and Roman up against each other It was a first time match, and they had really good chemistry. One of my favorite matches on the show, and for a couple of different reasons. But Dash really impressed the fuck out of me with what he can do, and he in a city that he has never been in, to get a babyface reaction like he got. It's not like we didn't have hundreds of people there. Whether like I was good if I had 20, I don't know. I don't care. Um, but he had everybody in the palm of his hand as babyface, and it was really good to see. Another cat that I love and always have, but I love him more now is Casey By. This guy is insanely talented when it comes to character work, and just he's funny. It's just good shit, and he did some tremendous work. There was a lot of people who stood out here. Alex Bryant, Slade Porter had a really good technical wrestling match. But Jay Haru came down from up north, the Limitless Wrestling area.
Nice.
Came down and had a great match with Blackjack, Blazing Hot Blackjack, excuse me.
Nice.
Everybody impressed in their own way, but I would probably say the two that I was like, damn, because I didn't know what to expect would have been Elias and Dallas. Everyone else I'd watched, and everyone else I had a really good feel for, and I knew that they were going to do all right. No, sorry, excuse me. Good brother Caius out of San Antonio, Texas. I had not seen him work, and he came out to the show and put on a pretty decent match with Rafael Delgado. To the degree that not to give too much away for future chapters, but that's not done.
Okay.
And it's kind of the first storyline that we're going to try and connect with different cities and different chapters. I've got a couple of those that I'm working on that I think might be a little interesting as we get rolling. But everybody that was there was handpicked to be there,
Okay.
all the way down to the referees, David Sanderson and referee Jeff, to De La Rosa, the ring announcer. Everybody that was on that show was handpicked.
I love it. So I mean, chapter one's done in the books. What can we expect out of the next level in chapter two?
Chapter 2 is coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Actually, that is January the 31st, after the Royal Rumble. So for the fine folks in Orlando, if you get let down by the Rumble, I assure you, why don't you step on out to Empire Wrestling Institute, and you won't be disappointed by what we have on tap for chapter 2. I have high expectations for this card. Um, Next level to me is just that. It's next level, right? Like, we have to up the game. We have to up the quality. We have to up the talent. We have to deliver more, because the more that we do deliver, the more this thing is really going to catch on, and this collaboration is going to work. Like, it's just not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But we've got incredible night planned, brother. They've got Devious Cass. This guy has been, just this week alone, training in the dungeon with Natty and TJ Wilson,
Nice.
and out of Lakeland, down in Lakeland, Florida. Uh, he's in the main event. This kid's 18 years old. He's still in college. He is school courses as like a 3.8 to a 4.0 GPA. No bullshit. He has got the athletic gift, where I always tell Cass that he is going to be how he's going to be successful, because not only is he athletically gifted, he has got a brain, and he ain't afraid to use it. So he's someone I've been watching for 2 years, right around 2 years, to get this opportunity to get him in Florida for the first time is incredible, and he's in the main event, and he's taking on GMJ from the House of Champions,
Nice.
who is wrestling tomorrow night on the ID Showcase show. So that tells you anything about GMJ's credentials if you have not seen him. He was on the first ID Showcase show that was from the HOC. So he, brother's on radars. he is doing some things, and he is young too. I think he's 24, 25 maybe. Young, talented. GMJ qualified for our championship tournament. So he's already locked in. It's the first time ever meeting between these two, and it's going to be incredible. I really feel like they're going to put on what I think is probably going to be a can't miss match. But I say that, but there's so many on here that are can't miss, because not only are we partnered up with some of our friends in Florida, I've partnered up with some of our affiliates out in the West Coast. Primal Pro Wrestling is sending some folks out. So I've got J2 Mattioli, who is, kind of a booker and I'm not going to say owner of Primal Pro. I think it's owned by a couple of different people, but I think he's one of them. He's going to be out here, and he's wrestling Skrilla the Great from Atlanta, Georgia. So we're going to have.
I like Skrilla.
Skrilla's a great dude. He's one of the guys that opened the doors for us in the States, man. And that was a couple of years ago. But we were trying to get Skrilla for Chapter 1. It didn't happen. Some stuff came up. He had another booking that I felt was way more valuable than coming to Florida. So by all means, go take it. But he's here. He's going to be in town, and he's going to take on J2. And another first time ever. This has never happened before. And it's going to be very, very fucking interesting. We've got, again, from Primal Pro Wrestling, I think one of the best unsigned tag teams on the West Coast, the Pump Line. Boa Rivers and Boa Silva and Antonio Rivers will be in the house, and they're going to be taking on from the House of Champions, Kid Kuda, qualified for our championship tournament at Chapter 1. And he's going to be taking on, I don't care what anybody's vote says, he's Rookie of the Year to me, and that's Reese Maddox. He's been all over the place in 2025. Reality of Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling, Dragon's Gate last year, WrestleMania weekend debuted. Like, this kid is everywhere, and it is an honor to be able to get him on for this show, because I know how booked he is. And to get a couple of dates from him is great for 2026, because I think the world of him. I think putting these two teams together, it's magic waiting to happen. I got 9 matches all together. I've also got G4s from Primal Pro Wrestling. I'm not sure if you're aware that Matthew Ennis and I have kind of had a heated rivalry for about a year or so online.
I did not know that.
Well, he's a dick. And you can tell him I said it.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, he qualified for Chapter 1. He qualified for the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. And I offered him a handshake. I offered to let bygones be bygones. I don't have to like you, but, good luck. Brother blew me off. Before he blew me off, though, I did tell him that I had a pretty big surprise for him. And I did. And I do. And I went and got G4 from Primal Pro Wrestling. Brother is big, mean, and nasty, and is going to come and punch Ennis in the face for fucking everybody. You're welcome. What else do I got on tap, man? My first women's match. I wanted to get a women's match for Chapter 1. I wasn't able to make some things happen on that, but I did get one for Chapter 2, and something that I'm really looking forward to. House of Champions, Ivy Mercer. It's getting into the ring with the Suplex Queen, Tiny Tenali. And I have been able to sit down and call some of Tiny's action at the Establishment Wrestling over the last month or two, and have seen her with Fight Pro and have seen her all over. She is the Suplex Queen for a reason, and she is taking on the HOC's first and only thus far women's champion. Championship's not on the line, but there's a lot of bragging rights and a lot of respect, and that is definitely one that I'm looking forward to as well. More so just because it's the first.
Yeah,
like it is in every sense of the word. So that's 4 matches. What else have I already announced? I'm scrolling through pictures. You got to give me a second because I'm unprepared. Slade Porter, everyone's favorite private eye, is taking on Noah Vale. Slade qualified at Chapter one for the championship tournament. This is Noah Vale's debut, live event debut for CCP Podcasting. I am really, really looking forward to seeing what these two put together because I'm a big fan of Noah Vale. I think the world of him, and I'm a big fan of Slade Porter too. What I don't know is what's going to shake here because something's got to give. Two can enter, but only one's going to be able to walk out, man. I announced today. I'll get to that one in a minute. We're having a qualifying match for our championship tournament. Morocco, House of Champions versus House of Champions, taking on the next one, if you will, Destin, Joanna. I don't know if you've seen or heard a lot from him. He is a young, talented 17-year-old. Been doing this for 3 years, but he's got a big test in front of him with Morocco. But in this situation, they're not strangers. These two have been in the ring together several times and have done, a lot of business. So I'm curious to see how this shakes and see who will stamp their ticket to Chapter 4's Legends Rise. The last one that I can tell you, because I've got one more that I haven't announced yet, having my first scramble match, brother. Having my first 6-person scramble. We've got Onyx, Onyx taking on Elias Roman, who we talked about earlier. He's taking on Big Boy Patty. He's taking on Donovan Rose. He's taking on True Champ Reyes. Who's taking on the Walking Nuke, Brian Atomic. 6 people. I wanted to do a scramble match. I don't know if I'll do another scramble match. I'm already hating how I'm having to put this one together because I'm like, what about this? What about this? No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Oh fuck, here we go. But it's stacked, man. I got one more match. So the other match that I've got that rounds out the card, I'm really excited to have the Establishment Wrestling. They're putting their executive championship on the lines. Mikey Spandex will be defending in a triple threat match against Mo Malik, and a man that Mo Malik knows very well and has a lot of issues with. And that man is the man who robbed him of the HOC championship at Legacy. That's Max Danziger. It'll be for the executive championship triple threat match. It's gonna be a wild night, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
We've talked a lot about this world title and the world title tournament.
Oh, it's right here. Hold on. I was going to get it for you.
Yeah.
You talking about this guy?
Beautiful belt. I love it so much.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can.
And that's I'm going to assume, based off the classic WWF design.
I did not hear you. Let me get my headset back on, brother.
What'd
you say?
I said I'm going to assume that's based off the classic WWF design.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I'm
talking
Andre held, right?
Yeah. I don't think Andre ever held the belt, but it was
I don't think
a belt Backlund
was champion.
Backlund held it.
Yeah.
The front plate, yeah, totally is. I had them add because I'm a big fan of Millennium Pro Wrestling out in Southern California, and they have a big crown on the top of their belt. Mm-hmm. So I had them add a little crown right there at the top of my logo. What I dig about the belt, it looks great. It's fucking heavy, but every side plate's got a different flag, and the flags I was able to handpick, and they're flags of all of our overseas friends that we have really big followings in.
Nice.
So there's representation from the UK, from Canada. That's Mexico. Looks like we've got Australia. We've got Brazil. Looks like we got Portugal, and we've got France. So I wanted to incorporate where the reason why we're here is because of all of those people.
Let's see it one more time. One more time. It's beautiful. I'm a belt guy. I love belts. I love it.
There you go. 5-plated. And it's a happening.
I like it.
It was fucking expensive. I'll tell you that.
I bet.
But when I revealed the belt online, and when I did, I have a lot of people that hit me up about it. And they were like, yo, what? First of all, what is going on here? And I was like, I'm crowning the champion, and this is the belt. And then I got a lot of compliments on it because of it, not to. So I always say that when it comes to your product, you are your product, right?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, I, I looked for, I was looking at different belts. I was looking at different suppliers. I was looking at different distributors, and like gotta be careful because I don't want to say low budget, but if you look low budget, you're going to be perceived as low budget.
I get what you mean. Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like, do I have the best cameras? Do I have the best fucking show presentation? No, I
probably not.
don't.
There's
But
always something going to break.
I do got a goddamn good belt, and at the end of the day, like that's what they're playing for here. So anyone who holds it at least will. It's real. It's not. It's not a replica. It's real. It cost a pretty penny.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, but it was a small expense that had to be paid.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the thing getting you back on here I was most excited to talk about was that belt. But
I
it's
am
just
too. I'm
it's
excited
I
for it.
love the classic designs. You went right with something classic.
Yeah.
It's rare, I'll be honest, that you get a modern belt that even has some hint of a classic nature. And I think you did it right. I,
I think it encompasses everything that I wanted it to encompass. The only thing that I wish that it didn't have is
is what?
because is the word world on it.
Okay.
I would prefer to just say heavyweight championship
Okay.
because right now it's not a world title, but because they put world on it, your boy's already looking into a 2027 UK loop so that we can make that a world title and make it.
You want to make it a world
Oh,
title.
we're gonna make it a world
I
title.
like
There's no, it's going to be defended overseas at some point, and it's gonna be a fun ride to get there. The question becomes, who's coming with me? Like I'm here to work with everybody. I'm here to. I don't believe in tribalism. I don't believe in any of this bullshit that I believe that if you like something, do it. Within reason, as long as it's not illegal. And if it's illegal, then don't fucking do that.
You probably
When it
should.
comes to a hobby, and this is professional wrestling, let me just break that down. I'm gonna do what I feel like I need to do to get this platform to where it is going to be. And I was talking to Matthias out of SoCal the
I
other
love
week,
Matthias. Matthias is great.
and we were talking privately, and it wasn't on air or anything. And this isn't a flex by any means or anything of that nature, but for I told him, I said, for a guy who has an Instagram account that has 1,500 followers on it, that's it. This is not a big number, guys. When it comes to how many people are in the motherfucking world, 1,500 is not a big number. But when we're pulling 400,000 views a month on one account, and we're pulling 60,000 on another account, and we're pulling another 20 or 30,000 on another account, and we're pulling our watch time, and we're pulling all this other stuff with all these other metrics, I think it's kind of impressive that little old CCP podcasting is we're almost at 500,000 people a month.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fucking impressive for us. And again, I don't know what's going to happen with this. Couldn't tell you. It can go away tomorrow. Don't know. What I do know is that I'm going to have a lot of fun, and that we're going to try and break some fucking walls down.
100%.
The whole nature of what we're doing is to try and work with local markets, work with local talent. I will bring in 6 or 7 people that I feel like you should see. And these are people that have impressed me over the last several years that we've been watching indies, right? So if you haven't seen them, take my word for it. Come and see them because you're going to be impressed, just like you're going to be impressed with your local scene as well. And it puts fresh matches in front of people's faces at the end of the day. And what that looks like for me is I'm willing to work with just about anybody. All it takes is simple communication. We're doing our first collab show with a company in January, March, April, May. I don't want to give too many details out about it just yet because we haven't made it public. But this is if this goes and it works the way I think it's going to work, then the template's set. to work with companies and collaborate. Like, I feel like we can all be successful. And where I feel like the game kind of hurts the younger generation is when it comes to traveling. Am I ever going to make a profit with the current business plan in place? No, I'm not. I know this and I understand this. Doesn't mean that I can't try and that I can't try to make this work. And what we're doing is different. I can't pay to have somebody fly out to where we're at, but what I can do is we're going to be there anyway, and we're getting an Airbnb, so we'll get 7 or 8 beds. What I can do is say, here's a place to stay for the weekend plus X amount of dollars. You don't have to worry about spending $400 on a hotel room.
Yeah.
You just have to worry about getting out here.
You don't have to spend much. You don't have to worry about spending X amount of dollars eating out. We got somewhere you can make food. Like there's ways that you can save money on this trip. I like the overall mindset of like let's all make this work together instead of let's uh have discrepancies over the little things.
Yeah, no, either people will work with you or they won't. That's what I've determined, what I've figured out. And thankfully, there are more people out there right now that do want to work with us than do not. We're debuting in 3 cities. We've already debuted in Orlando. We're debuting in Los Angeles in March.
Nice.
That's going to be out at Chatsworth with Millennium Pro and Primal Pro. And then we're coming out to I almost said San Diego, San Antonio, Texas in June. We've got plenty of live events throughout the year that we're looking at. I think we're looking at 10 in 2026. And possibly a few more, especially if collaborations really go the way I think that they can. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't just bring me, I don't just bring my platform. Like, I bring everyone that I'm associated with. Like, I
How it should
ultimately,
be. The
I,
entourage. Bring the whole crew. We all
I,
got to eat.
well, I want to work with podcasters specifically when it comes to like sponsorships and talent sponsorships and
Yeah.
shit like that, because that's how I grew in 2025, as quick as I grew in 2025. It was,
Definitely.
you got to put money out there to even remotely try and make money, or to even remotely try to get a larger audience or a larger fan base. I try to work with people. I try to work with anybody, especially the podcasting family. And I look at a lot of us out there as the podcasting family. So there's this easy advertisement. So if you're out there, got a podcast, you want to get involved in the wrestling scene, you got to do is hit me up at CCP_podcasting. There's a lot that can happen. I'm proof positive of that. Don't be afraid to bet on yourself. Don't be afraid to invest in what you're trying to do, because if you don't, then you're never going to succeed. You're going to stay in the same spot.
Definitely. Speaking of working with podcasting, we've kind of, I don't want to say started a group, but we've came together and kind of formed what we jokingly call the Podvengers. I don't know if we'll keep
Yes.
that name or if we're gonna subvert it. We got to go for part two, by the way. I know I missed part one, but that's besides the point. I was up partying too late at CSW here in Chicago, but what's been your response and reaction to working alongside myself, Matt from the Throwdown, and our newest friend, I should say, or Avenger, Podvenger, Adam from HTTB Podcasting?
I love it. This is where I'm really, really want when I say podcasters, I mean, I'm talking about us, like in general. I wish that there was more of this going on. And I know that there are, don't get me wrong, but the same instance, like no tribalism, no, no
It's fun,
nonsense.
bro.
Let's just get out here and do this thing and do it together.
It's
If we could do it together, like, here's the thing, we're all very successful on our own. Like, as far as the podcasting world is, I mean, I can only just go off of metrics and I can go off of what I see. We all have our own little piece of success. But
definitely.
what I dig about what we're doing is the fact that we are openly collaborating with each other. We're working with each other on clips. We're working with each other on upcoming shows, or show releases, or anything like that. So it's just kind of like, it's putting everything out there to different audiences. And that's what you do to grow. And that's how you're going to grow. And And that's how everything kind of moves forward and continues to move forward. And it helps that we're all like-minded and this is what we want to do. And, independent wrestling for you and I is very, fucking to our passion, to our hearts versus, and as well with our friend Adam with Ignite Wrestling, like working with them and doing his thing, and Matt getting into deeper into the indie scene. Like I just think it's cool. I think it's great, and it's an easy fix because it's us working together and just putting our content out
It's really
there.
fun just watching us all grow and watching us all come together and like whether it's Matt finding like the people, the independent talent that maybe nobody's heard of, like we haven't, maybe I don't know about this guy or girl that he's got on there, and then you doing the same thing all across the world and now putting on shows, and then Adam in the UK doing this kind of the same thing you are with expanding in the show territory, but he's also does a lot of work with the NWA and
Mm-hmm.
TNA. And I've been doing work with TNA and trying to really expand. Like, obviously, for me, my heart and soul is in the Chicago area. Um, and that's just because I've said this on other podcasts. I don't feel like Chicago gets represented right. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
think a big city like Chicago, you'd hear of named podcasters and named media, but there's really not. Everybody up here gets a really bad rep for whatever reason. I don't know what that is. I just think it's funny that the kid from West Virginia is going to try to fix that, but that's besides the point.
Listen, if you need me to come to Chicago and bust down that tribalism door with an independent show, like, oh, you just need to work that out. That's
I
all we
think
need to do. Like
I think
that's
it's just a matter of the right person or the right couple people coming together and saying, let's put an end to this. And like, there's some people up here that I can definitely tell are trying to do that. Like, for instance, I bring up Warrior Wrestling. Like, Warrior came back. They took a long hiatus and they came back, and it seems like they're trying to do that. And then you have people like Robert Ego Anthony, who used to wrestle for for CZW.
mhm,
He's I believe been in WWE developmental. He's had some matches in AEW. Like he tries to do that with his Ego Pro shows. Um, but there's just it's I don't know what it is, and I probably just haven't had the right conversation. But it seems like the top companies in Chicago just want to butt heads, and it also seems like all the media in Chicago is I want to put this the best way possible, distracted, if that makes sense.
I mean, here's the thing. Like you can fight the battle and you're either gonna win it or you're gonna lose it. And the one thing that you don't know is what'll happen if you don't try.
Exactly.
Like that's the whole deal right now. Is I don't with our platform, if I don't know unless I try.
Yep.
I don't know if this is gonna work unless I go out there and do it. I don't know if it's gonna cost me a lot of fucking money. And it's okay. It's okay because I will definitely try to make this work at all costs because I do believe in what we're doing. I do believe in where we're going. And I do think that we're on the forefront of trying to make a change in a way that is going to be beneficial for a lot of people moving forward.
Yep.
Here's a case in point. I'm not going to tell you who. I'm not going to say who it is or what it is, but there's someone who called me last night. Was running a situation by me. They have an opportunity in Florida several times. Well, several times a quarter to come and do something. They can't get to and from. Like there's just a lot of intangibles. I said, brother, I'm 2 hours from Tampa Bay. You tell me when you're flying in. I will drive in and I'll pick you up. I'll take you where you need to go to, and then I'm gonna go on about my business and I'm gonna drive 2 hours back home. Why would you do that for me? Was the
Why not?
question. I was like, because I believe in you.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Why
what you're
if
supposed to do.
if this is a way that gets you to where you're trying to get to and a step in the direction that I think that you're gonna go anyway, yeah, I'll come down and pick you up. But you're driving 4.5, 5 hours out of your way. I know. You're worth it though. So like don't let anybody tell you you're not. And that's where I left the conversation. He was like, I can't believe that, man. I can't believe that you do that for me. Like, you don't even know me. No, I don't. I've never met you personally. I don't know you. I know you're talented. I know I've spoken to you at length many times. And I know that you want to do this. And if this is the thing that's holding you back, well, we can fix that. And if I can't get you, my husband can. And if he can't get you, somebody I work with in Gainesville can. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it.
Yep.
And that's just where we left it. And that's the shit that I like. That's the stuff that, you know, they when you know that just doing something like that means the world to somebody else. That's all you got to do. That's the name of the game. That's the wins. That's how we continue to build relationships with people, and that's how we show that, it's easy to say that everyone's authentic. It's easy to say that everyone's genuine. When push comes to shove, very few people answer that call. And we are a channel that will answer that call for anyone that we believe
Definitely. And I just want to say, I think the not only the wrestling community, but the whole world needs more people that are just willing to help each other out, no matter what it might cost, realistically. I mean,
in. Oh
I
yeah,
we get caught up in, what's good and bad, what's but I mean, the fact of the matter is, if we just help each other more, everybody be a lot more successful, and that's what I see us trying to do is come together and just make a positive impact on. Realistically, if you look at it, an industry that gets a negative connotation for whatever reason, like wrestling's never really shined in a positive light, which it sucks, but it's probably the most wholesome family entertainment you can actually get with real life human beings. And I think it's about time for people like us to stand up and just say, you know what, fuck the tribalism, fuck the drama and whatever misconceptions the outer world might have of us, and let's have some fun and let's uh, shed a light on wrestling rather than keep dragging it down.
I agree, 100%, man. And I'm here to fight that fight, and I'll fight it every day. So I uh I know that we got a lot of things happening. I do want to touch on this real quick, and then I got to get ready to get out of here, brother.
Yes, sir.
We got chapter 2 that is on the 31st. Chapter 3 is in Los Angeles, Chatsworth. To be specific, guys. I've already announced that Matthias is on the show. SoCal Pros heavyweight champion, be in the house. We've also announced that Busio, current Millennium Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion, will be in the house. And of course, I've already announced the main event, 2 out of 3 falls, two of the best tag teams that I have ever seen on the independent scene. And I mean, and when I say that, they're on my list of great tag teams. It is the Pump Line, it's Boa, it's Antonio taking on the Brothers Divine, Brendan and Danny Divine, best of 3 falls. And in what I'm told is, if the Pump Line win the MPW tag titles at their next big event, Heavy Rain, then this could possibly be for the MPW Tag Team Championships.
Okay.
So there's a lot happening,
There's a
guys. There's
lot
a
at
lot of
stake.
moving parts. Yeah, and it's gonna be a fun ride, and I can't wait to take a lot of people on it with me.
Chris, thank you so much. I know you got to get out of here, so I'm just gonna give you the opportunity one more time, just in case anybody missed your socials at the beginning of the show. Would you like to shout them out one more time before I let you go?
Instagram is where I get a lot of the traction at that CCP_podcasting. If you want to follow on YouTube, go right ahead. It is at CCP Podcasting on YouTube. We have added membership tiers now into our platform. There's going to be a lot of different things. Like I think our top tier is about $7, but that'll get you access to our live events because we'll be live streaming them. I'm just not sure if I'm going to live stream them publicly yet, or if I'm just going to do it for a member site. But they'll be there. There'll be all kinds of content drops. Like we're going to try and experiment and play around and see what we can do to enhance what we've got going on and make some things happen, man. And it's always a pleasure to sit down and talk to you too, brother. I know that we gotta get with Matt and Adam and get a Pod Vengers roundtable together. I've already sent him my predictions, by the way. We didn't get to talk about that, but
Sent mine as well.
I've already sent mine in, so I'm not on the naughty list. And it's going to be fun, man. I think we're on to something big. I appreciate you letting me come in and just chat with you a little bit about what we got going on.
Definitely. And I know we haven't discussed this, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it up. Normally I say I'll have you whenever. next month. Let's get you back on here so we can check up what happened in chapter two.
All you gotta do is send me dates. My calendar's filling, so
All
you gotta
right.
let me know
We'll,
sooner rather than later,
we'll
so
be
that
in
I can make
talks.
some things happen. Yeah, man, I'll come back in and chat with you about chapter two. It's gonna be it's. I expect this show to be top to bottom. There's not a weak spot. It's not a weak spot on the card. I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great night of action.
Perfect. Chris, thank you. And I will leave this at see you next time.
Gosh, see you next time.